Hey y'all, welcome back to Talking with Kim J. And this is a story time video. Story time.
Can we just talk? Can we just talk? Figure out.
I know I do that every time I do a story time. So this story time video, yes, you have read the description correctly. It is my experience of dating a virgin. Y'all, don't do it. Don't stay away, abort. It was like one of the worst relationships I had ever been in, and it was draining and it was kind of toxic. And I'm going to explain to you why. It's different if you're dating a virgin who's saving themselves for marriage, or like religious purposes, or they just not trying to do anything until they know that they're with the right person and they want the person to commit to them and they know that it's going to lead to a wedding and a ring and all of that. It's hard to date a virgin who just was in a relationship but nobody ever gave them any and they're not saving themselves for anybody in particular. That was my situation. This dude, he told me, we went to school together, so we knew each other for a while. We had been communicating over the years before we got into a serious relationship. We had went on several dates over the years or whatever, but he was like the total opposite of what I'm used to. Like, I like a rugged type man. Like, I like manly men. I like not like thug or gangster or nothing like that, even though that's not a problem for me. But I'm not like that, but just like deep voiced or kind of aggressive in like a manly way, but subtle as well or whatever. Like, he was just like, he was different from what I'm used to. I'm just going to say that. He wasn't my normal type. He didn't talk loudly. He didn't have like an aggressive or a lot of bass in his voice. And he lacked experience in a lot of areas, not just sex, but life experiences too. When it came down to just being an adult, it was hard for him to do or whatever. This was a man, like at the time, I had just had my daughter. This is like the only man that has ever seen my daughter. I had just had my daughter, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to date the same type of man no more. He was my something different. Meaning that, women sometimes, and y'all know this is true, when we get so used to dating the same type of man and we realize that, you know what, I'm tired of dating the same man. It ain't getting me nowhere. All the cheating and heartbreak, I need to start dating somebody different or something outside my normal, because it might be what we need. It can be refreshing. It can be different. So that's what he was. He was my something different. Something that I thought was going to refresh me and broaden my horizons of knowing that it's more types of men out there that I can gravitate to and be with and maybe have a successful relationship. Needless to say, it was not true. Okay? This was out of like my top 3 worst relationship. And I'm going to explain why I was worse. To be with a man who is not, he wasn't waiting until he got married. He wasn't waiting for no religious purposes, nothing. He had just never had sex. And to me, one, that threw me off a little bit because I've never been in a relationship where I was more experienced than the man. I was like, I had more knowledge of sex than he did. So it was kind of awkward for me. But it also let me know that I can train him or I can show him how to do it to where he can please me in the ways that I like to be pleased. And then as he learning himself in the process, I can please him in the ways that he likes to be pleased or whatever. So I'm thinking that's could be a plus. That's a good thing. It's not always just good to have a man who knows everything and is also experienced or whatever. So I'm the only thing that he's ever felt. That to me was like fascinating in my mind. Boy, was I wrong. Okay? It was to the point where we would start doing sexual acts like oral sex, kissing, the foreplay, and all that stuff. And when it came down to actually trying to do it, he would not perform. He would say, oh, no, I'm not ready. Or, no, we going too far. Or whatever, I shouldn't do this. Listen, don't get the car started if you're not ready to drive. Okay? Don't get my loins and everything all moist if you're not ready to bring them back down. Don't build me up if you can't bring me back down. Like, I thought that was very disrespectful. So it was plenty of times it was in situations or whatever to where I was like, okay, can we just stop doing anything sexual? Because I am a sexual being. I'm a woman who's been pleasured plenty of times. And to be in a relationship with a man who struggles with pleasuring me, that was something hard. But it was also hard when you know what you're doing. You know that if this is not how far you want to go, why are you doing all this? Foreplay is something that just gets you going. It gets the scene, it gets the moment right or whatever. I'm not the type that can just go straight to sex. That's just not me. I like the kissing, the touching, the rubbing, the grinding on each other, and then we take it close. Like, I like the whole thing. Don't do all of that, and then when it come down, like, you're with your pants off. I have my clothes off. We're both naked. We done did everything else. Now it's time for us to perform the act. And you're telling me now you're not ready? At what part wasn't you ready, bruh? The part where you put the condom on? The part where you was taking my clothes off? At what part weren't you ready? So when he would do stuff like that, it was just frustrating for me because it was like getting difficult because I was like, okay, you're steady building me up. You're steady getting me ready. And then now that I want it, now I can't. I had never ever thought about cheating on a man until I got into that relationship with dating a virgin. Now, some people could date a virgin, and their stories could be a little different from mine because some people who are mostly virgins at 26, 27, 28, they're saving themselves for marriage. They're saving themselves to find the right person, to find who they really want to be with. That wasn't my case, so that was what was hard for me. And then when I would try to explain this to him, he didn't understand where I was coming from. He was like, well, you should be able to turn yourself off, or if you know that I don't want to do this, or whatever, we should never go this far. Don't do that with somebody. Anybody in their right mind who know, or whatever, like, he would send me texts, oh, I can't wait to finally get a piece of you. A piece of what? What me do you want a piece of? Because the pieces I'm trying to give you, bro, you're not taking. And that's a problem. And that was one of the things that put a lot of strain on our relationship or whatever. And then he kept saying he felt like I was pressuring him for sex. I wasn't pressuring him for it because I have no problem. I can go without it. I can please myself very, very well. So I can go without it. The thing is, you're doing sexual things that's making me think that we're going to eventually do it. And then when it's time to do it, you want to pull out, you want to back out. Even after having conversations of, are you sure you're ready? And you're sitting here telling me, yes, I am ready. Now it's time to perform the act. All of a sudden, you're not ready no more. That was confusion. That was hard to deal with. And I'm just not that person. So at the end of the relationship, we mutually agreed to just, okay, this isn't working out no more or whatever. This just isn't what it is. And I wasn't mad or whatever because I was just getting too frustrated. Like, I tell people I don't consider myself a cheater. I've never cheated in the physical sense where I kissed another man or had sex with another man. I say I cheated in the form of, well, have I texted another man in a relationship? Yes. Have I went on a date with another man while I was in a relationship? Yes. But I've never physically cheated. I most so emotionally cheated, which it can be, to me, is the worst kind of cheating. But in the same sense, I never felt like physically cheating on a man until I was in that relationship. Like, I was ready to find somebody that can go ahead and do me the way I needed to be done, come back home and be tripping than a motherfucker. Just because I was like getting mad and upset and angry. I was going through withdrawals because I was lacking. I wasn't getting any. And that's just not cool. So dating a virgin was very difficult. And if you date a virgin that's that type of virgin, don't do it. If you're a virgin for religious reasons or because you just wait for the right person, my hat goes off to you. There's nothing wrong with being a virgin. There's nothing wrong with waiting. And there's nothing wrong with saving yourself. But in the same token, be respectful of the person who you with. Don't have them thinking that you're ready and you're not. Don't have them thinking that this is what you want and you know you're not ready to give yourself up that way, because it builds a level of frustration that some people just can't come back from. Okay? Thank y'all for talking with Ken J. If you came to this end of the video, that means you came far enough to not only like, not only comment, but to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Please, please, please hit that notification bell. Let your peoples know what's going on over here at this channel. I have a lot of content coming your way. And as always, thank y'all for talking with Ken J.
Can we just talk? Can we just